Welcome everybody to a new episode of the Pondcast. Today's episode, Battle at the Pond, Oricorio. Joining me today is Sunryu,
Hello.
Chase,
Hola.
and Guren.
Alola.
And today we're going to be taking on Battle Oricorio for Generation 9. For those of you joining us for the first time today, our Battle at the Pond series is our take on how we each would train our Pokemon and then present them to each other for critiquing, comments, and also to help inspire some out-of-the-box thinking with every Pokemon that we review. Now, Oricorio was a very unique Pokemon where it has 4 different typings depending on where you caught it or what nectar it drank, and we thought it would be a great Pokemon to start with considering where we've got terrestrialization now to toss an additional curveball on top of everything else. Starting off, Oricorio is known as the dancing Pokemon, and on the National Dex it's number 741. Its typings, depending on which style you have, the Belial style is Fire Flying, which is weak to rock, taking 4 times damage, takes 2 times damage from water and from electric, takes half damage from fighting, steel, fire, and fairy, takes 1/4 damage from bug and grass, and takes no damage from flying. Pom Pom style, which is the electric flying, taking 2 times damage from rock and ice, half damage from fighting, flying, bug, steel, and grass, and no damage from ground. The Pau style, which is the psychic flying type, taking 2 times damage from rock, ghost, electric, ice, and dark, half damage from grass and psychic, 1/4 damage from fighting, and 0 damage from ground. And finally, Sensu style, which is ghost flying, taking 2 times damage from rock, ghost, electric, ice, and dark, half damage from poison and grass, 1/4 damage from bug, and no damage from normal, fighting, or ground types. Oricorio's base stats are 476, with 75 being HP, 70 being attack, 70 being defense, special attack at 98, special defense at 70, and speed of 93. Oricorio's ability is known as Dancer. When another Pokemon uses a dance move, it can use the move following it regardless of its speed, meaning if someone was to use any of the moves titled Dance, Dragon Dance, Feather Dance, Fiery Dance, Lunar Dance, Petal Dance, Quiver Dance, Revelation Dance, Swords Dance, or Teeter Dance, will follow up with using the exact same move and still not use up its turn.
So my Oricorio's name is Prancer, and she's an absolute queen. So the Oricorio I chose was the Ghost Flying type, the Sensu style. Moves I gave my Oricorio are Quiver Dance, because that ups special attack, speed, and defense by 1 stage. Acrobatics for stab, Roost to heal itself up, and Revelation Dance, because that move's type depends on the type of the user. The type of the Oricorio using it. So in this instance, it'll be Ghost type. It has the Terra type to capitalize on that Revelation Dance stab damage, because it boosted to, I think, 2.5 times its normal damage. I didn't give it an item because it has Acrobatics, and Acrobatics' power doubles when the Pokemon doesn't have a held item. My EV spreads, I put everything into special attack and speed because I wanted to try and make it special sweeper. My Oricorio might be small, but she definitely packs a punch.
I think that sounds pretty good, like, right? Raising the special attack, raising the speed. I think I would also go for the same build if I wasn't trying to be trolly on lines. Yeah. I mean, I think it sounds pretty standard. I did like the choice of the Ghost Flying. Other than that, I would like to say early on, can't wait to get to mines a little bit. I think we're about to have another Phantom moment here.
Wow. Jeez. Man's gonna try and show me up now. Disrespect.
Well, he might not be the only one, but let's...
Okay, so you see, it was a fast special sweeper, right? So, yeah, that's pretty good that you're doing a single battle with it, and it can clean out probably a lot of Pokemon, so it's a very nice build.
Personally, you went all special, but what threw me is the fact that you went with acrobatics, which I believe is a physical attack. So that kind of threw me over for the side. So I mean, It's interesting because you're going to be dropping Quiver Dance, you've got Revelation Dance, which is a special attack. That physical flying attack is what I think no one's going to kind of catch. Everyone's going to be thinking, oh, you're going to go straight up special attack. Let me throw my special wall, and then all of a sudden, boom, no, here's the physical hit.
Yep.
So I like that. I like that a lot, and just boosting with the terror typing, which I believe is actually two times damage, not 2.5, but that's still packing a lot of damage, and you're definitely hyper specializing for that, and that's gonna get you through a lot of specific typing Pokemon. I like this. I like this a lot. I really do.
The way I have my setup is let's see, Pop one, which is the flying electric. And then the item I have is Focus Sash, of course, and then
Flying Terror typing?
For the moves, I have is Revolution Dance, which will come in handy. Tailwind to help like speed up, increase my Pokemon speed, which is nice. And then for coverage, I gave it Icy Wind, so that way I can send out any Pokemon. And if it's good for double too if I needed to use for that. And then the last move I have is Swift. That way, if I need to like hit any Pokemon without missing, which would be nice besides those. And then for the build, the EV's build, I put max EV on HP and also speed. It's a timid nature, so I want to be fast and a little bulky. So for the build,
I feel like I have also went with a similar thought in mind at first too, because I did like Icy Wind because it does slow down opponents. I know it doesn't get like a stab or anything, but like at least slowing down the opponents was not a bad take. I think I like the whole Icy Wind Tailwind combo. Speed yourself up and your teammate, and then slow down the opponents even more. Maybe like by the time Tailwind's over, you end up a lot faster than your opponent. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, like Guren said, I really like the combination of Icy Wind and Tailwind. That definitely sets up for a mean Oricorio, and I can see that would frustrate a lot of people. But yeah, overall I think it's very well rounded, and it's a very solid build.
I have to admit that Oricorio's speed is pretty good to begin with, so giving it Tailwind is just adding a little more salt into the wound, and then Icy Winding on top of that. Yeah, I could definitely see the frustration that you'd be sparking on the opponent, just because it's like, haha, no, you go slow. And even after Tailwind dies down, if they're still up, they're going to be massively debuffed, big time. So I do like that. I think that's an interesting spin on it, where you're not so much going for damage, but you're going for stats.
Yeah, and also it's a support Pokemon, so which is what I'm doing with. So.
Yeah, definitely, I can see that. So then moving on to Sir Trolls to Sir Guren.
So here's our Phantom moment again. So I also went with Oricorio Sensu style, so the Ghost Flying type. But this one, since we're kind of basing off of like the new like Scarlet Violet stuff, I had to take out. I originally wanted to put Quash on it, but I had to take that out because it's not in the game. What I did was I gave full points into HP, full points into speed, and then like the leftover points into special attack. And the Terra typing I chose was Steel. My reasoning for this was mostly just so that it stays alive a little bit longer. I mean, I probably should have put points into its defense and special defense, but I think putting it into HP might be just a tad bit enough. So that's what I went with. Moves, I went with Air Slash, Tailwind, Safeguard, and Taunt. And the item it's holding is King's Rock. And of course it also has the Dancer ability as well. Yeah, mostly for trolling, so Tailwind to like try and outspeed our opponents, Taunt to stop the opponent from using any like power up, like stat boosting moves, Safeguard to possibly protect my team from any status elements, just in case like I'm not able to get off like the taunt right away. And then Air Slash has the ability to flinch, so partner up with the King's Rock, even more of a chance to flinch. It's not Togekiss, like it's not as strong as Togekiss's Air Slash, but I mean it's something similar. Other than that, that's about it.
Yeah, again, another solid build. I think kind of stole my thunder there, because I do like yours a bit more than I like mine. Pity they got rid of Quash, because I think Quash would have been a good addition to that moveset. Yeah, overall I really like that. Unfortunately, like I said, you had to steal my thunder like that. Second time this has happened, I don't know if I can forgive that.
Oh, sorry. I think we just think too much alike sometimes, maybe.
So yeah, overall, I would say that's definitely solid build, and if you're using it for single, that'll be good. So, or double spinning, yeah. The way how he built it, yeah.
I like the fact that you went to steel. And basically built a support mon again, which considering the fact that you are setting yourself up for a whole different set of weaknesses. Although I don't think anybody would consider steel terror typing if you drop that and then all of a sudden switched into high speed and trolley. Yeah, I like this build. I do actually. The King's Rock's a nice touch, by the way, with the air slash.
Yeah, it's either that or leftovers, like to like for a little bit more sustainability. But I thought, let's be more annoying.
Let's just be more annoying. Well, here comes mine, and I have to say it, but you know what happens with lightning, right? How it forks. Well, here's my lightning fork off of the two of you, off of pretty much some of you guys. So I took the pom pom style Oricorio because I really like the balance of the electric flying type. I gave it the Charty Berry to protect it from a rock attack at least once, making it from being 2 times damage to just normal damage. I took the terror typing fighting because fighting Oricorio when one of the weaknesses is rock and the other one is ice gave me an advantage on those 2 typings. And so I combined that with Revelation Dance, but I also added Roost for sustainability and Air Slash for taking advantage of the flying type, as well as, hey, look, it's a flinch. And finally, Quiver Dance to boost that sweet special defense, special attack, and speed. So it's funny how you guys were all talking, and I'm just like, oh, this is going to be an interesting, because we kind of really pulled a lot from similar veins. As far as my EV spreads go, I dumped 212 into speed. I dumped 140 into special attack, 76 for defense and special defense, and the last 4 I just chucked into HP. But I wanted to make it fast, strong, and give it just a little bit of resistance. And it's a timid nature on this one.
Oh yeah, that's a really interesting build. I probably would never thought like that, and you definitely would throw your opponent off the way how you build it, and then when you're terrorizing, and then they won't be expecting that the whole thing, it would just be a flying or like the electric typing that it was. So yeah, and then I like the moves that you put on it too. So it'll be really fast and a fast sweeper, so that'll be good.
I really like how you gave it the fighting terror type to cover some of its big weaknesses. Obviously, that does open you up to others, but unless someone's anticipating it, I think you'll have the edge on this one. Quiver Dance, I put it on mine. I think it's a really good move for Oricorio to have. Again, another solid build. Don't know what more I can say that hasn't been said already.
I'm gonna say, I think we all did pick timid nature, huh, for our Oricorios. But besides that, I was actually intrigued by the fighting type terror type, because I was planning on putting that on as well, because I was trying to weigh out what kind of what things I would be weak to or whatnot while playing as the ghost type, because then the opponent sent out a dark type against me, right? Then I have that fighting type coverage, so I don't take as much damage. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. Quiver Dance, also another nice touch. Air Slash, I guess that's another thing we almost all agreed on as well. which is not bad. That just goes to show Air Slash is probably one of the best moves that you can probably put on an Oricorio, right? So, and then the fact that you went with the electric flying one originally, not bad because of 2, because technically that's only weak to
rock and ice, which is why I chose the fighting type terror typing.
So if they send out one of those 2, it's oh, too bad, not very effective.
I think overall, the thing about Oricorio is that it does have a very limited move pool, but that's not where it's designed to shine. It's designed to shine with other Pokemon that have dance moves, so that you can capitalize on that dancer. So you can end up having a Pokemon that not only goes during someone's dance, so if your opponent is using Dragon Dance or Swords Dance, Oricorio is going to pop that. But also if you're using a dance, Oricorio is going to take that opportunity to boost itself up as well. Or if you happen to be using a Pokemon like Volcarona, who's got a couple of dance moves on its own, Fiery Dance, for example, Oricorio will turn around and just go right ahead and do it. And if you're rocking the Belial style, you're going to get stab off of that on top of that. Oricorio's got that uniqueness to it, but it doesn't mean that it's stuck being nothing more than a support mon. Like, it now has, you can use Quiver Dance, and it's got Baton Pass, so you can do that boost and then shift it off to another Pokemon. It's got moves like U-turn, so you can do that quick stab and run if that's something that you wanted to do. Rain Dance, Sunny Day, Snow, Sandstorm. Also, it's a weather setter. So there's a few things that can be done with Oricorio that you can't really do with some other Pokemon because of the fact that of its dancer nature. I do like the fact that this will get stuff like Trailblaze. Yeah, which is a new move. It only does 50 damage, but it has the user's nimble footwork boosts its speed stat. So you can use Trailblaze to actually not only do a little bit of damage, but also boost the speed that it's using.
So that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know what else other new moves it would get now, but like getting something like that already just makes me think, oh, maybe this Pokemon will find a little bit more use.
They all Pokemon get Terra Blast, I believe, and then it's got the standard stuff: Agility, Charm, Protect, Endure. So it's not an overwhelmingly versatile Pokemon. It's got a lot. It's more spec'd out for support than anything else, but it's definitely something that you can play with. And with Dancer and some of the other, when you do double battles, it's where it really starts to shine as not only a support mon, but you can also utilize it for skill swap, which is one of my favorite tactics to do. Is skill swap the Dancer move onto another Pokemon and bring out another Oricorio. Now you've got two Dancers, so when one moves, the other one moves. So it's a great way to amplify the damage off of that. Well, real quick, if you had to choose one style for your favorite, just because, not letting stats aside, abilities or typing aside, which one do you think speaks most to you?
Yeah, I'd have to go Sensei style because, I don't know, there's something about it. It's very like Chinese, Japanese, those sort of Asian countries aesthetic to it, and that's an aesthetic that I really dig.
The pop-on one, the electrifying.
I would actually pick the red one. I don't remember what it was called either. But
Belial?
Yeah. But I think that might just be because we're in the Paldea region now, and like I'm getting like these really Spanish-y like vibes. So like playing the games. Yeah. So I like the red one. It's plus it looks kind of cool because like I think when the concept art for it first came out, like it looked like like one of those dances, right, with the clickety clack things too. So
yeah.
Like, you can just imagine that. Castanets, thank you. But yeah, so and I always thought that would have been cool. Like if it actually had like castanets on it too. Plus it's red and black, so pretty edgy.
I kind of feel bad nobody picked Pau style, but I have to admit the red one, the Belial style, actually does seem to have a lot of personality for me. Like it not only does the color attract me, but culturally speaking, it speaks to me because again I'm Hispanic, so of course this is kind of tied to my culture, and it's kind of the ones that really hit the nail on the head as far as designs go. Like when you look at it when it moves, and I've seen the pom-pom one in action in Paldea, and it's cute because it actually does do a little pom-pom thing. But yeah, I'd have to go with the Belial style myself. So I'm right there with you, Guren. And with that brings our episode to a close. What are your thoughts about our builds? How would you train an Oricorio? Let us know down below, and also be sure to share, like, and subscribe. And as always, have a great day. Bye.
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 Arrivederci.